Well, sorry, I'm laughing because it is a preposterous statement from Verdemar, who a lot of whose individual members are friends of mine from the environmental movement of years ago, but clearly I don't agree with them. I don't agree with their assessment. It is clearly shows a lack of understanding of what's happening in Gibraltar by way of environmental protection, and it's a little bit hypocritical because there are concerns that I have about what happens in the sea north of the border that could have negative impacts and could call into question their own designations of protected areas. But that's a matter for them and not for Gibraltar.
Is the government making representations to the Emerald Network about this?
I don't think there's any need. This is a spurious comment from an environmental organization. I think that any complaint like this would have to go through a more formal direction. We would have all the answers. We are confident that we were properly included in the Emerald Network, which was done through the United Kingdom, and all members, because this is not an EU thing, this is a wider thing. It's the Berne Convention of 1979. We joined the Emerald Network when we left the EU. And instead of being a Natura 2000 site under the Habitats Directive, it became part of the Emerald Network. We went through all the processes and all the countries agreed that we should be a part of this. Everybody knew the situation with regarding sewage in Gibraltar and the work we're doing to rectify it. It does not impact negatively in the way that Verdemar is suggesting. If it did, and if it was affecting our marine life so negatively, why do so many artisanal Spanish fishermen want to come into our waters if we have such a deficit? No? So it's very inconsistent and it's disappointing that an organization that has the experience and has been around for so long should make these comments which I think verge on the political, but to my mind, and I am an environmentalist, have no substance.
But Minister, it is a fact that we aren't treating our waste at present, and we have seen images of sewage at Europa Point, wipes.
Yeah, okay, but that's different, you see.
Why?
I'll tell you the reason why this is different. I am not justifying the sewage going into the sea at Europa Point. This is something we are working on, and there's a whole discussion and a whole explanation as to where we are. I'm not defending that. What I am saying that does not disqualify Gibraltar's waters being part of the Emerald Network. Why? Because the impact on marine life is not exactly as Verdemar is suggesting, because we have a program of resolving the problem, which is one of the criteria that is acceptable in the Emerald Network. As far as wipes are concerned, I think we have to remember that there were incidents of wipes on Eastern Beach some months ago, which were blamed on Gibraltar, and it ends up that it came from La Linea. And in fact, Verdemar recently did a denuncia against the La Linea government for illegally dumping sewage into the sea north of the border. Those wipes were not our wipes. So I'm not defending the lack of sewage treatment. I am saying that for the purposes of an Emerald Network, the current sewage outfall and the plans we have to resolve it do not mean that we cannot be part of this network.
In June, you said that the wastewater treatment plant should be completed in the coming months. Do we have a clearer expected completion date now?
Well, not the completion, the tender process. It will be about 2 years after commencement. I know there was a meeting of the tender board this week. I'm not part of that. It's a technical meeting, and they are progressing it. So I'm hoping that we will be able to formally sign at least an advance works contract within the next couple of months.
And then you envisage 2 years' time for completion?
Approximately 2 years for completion.